Hi, Capricorn. Welcome to your bonus reading for the person that you are dealing with. So this doesn't necessarily have to be a love interest for you, although for many of you it will be. But we all deal with all different kinds of people for all different kinds of reasons. So let's see what comes out. So there's the Four of Wands, Eight of Wands, and Queen of Wands. So the energy between the two of you is one of a strong magnetism. That there's a lot of confidence in this relationship. We're getting all wands so far. You're coming through as an energy of being very supportive towards this person and towards this relationship. And your person is really showing up as very confident and energetic. There's a lot of communication. It feels like you two are in perfect alignment. So there is something here about support, alignment, confidence, magnetism, these types of energies. Maybe I almost am getting the impression so far that when the two of you sit down together at a date, or you sit over a cup of coffee, or you wake up next to each other, whatever it is, make it make sense for you, that you make each other laugh, and there's a lot of charisma and a lot of chemistry and a lot of joking and charm going on between the two of you. This is what this is giving so far. So, but let's open this up and see what other energies we can get from this. So this Queen of Wands that's between you is a really, again, it's a very strong energy coming through, that there's a lot of self-worth involved in this relationship. Value. Oh, look at that. And as I'm saying value, I'm seeing the 10 of Pentacles. So this is someone who you probably already have some kind of history with, because we do see the Four of Wands to the progression of the Eight of Wands. So I do feel like you already have history with this person, and that you can see each other as your forever person, that you're building something together. So if this is perhaps a business partner, then I can see your business expanding and growing and really becoming something much bigger than it already is. But regardless of what this relationship is, you've already hit some milestones with this person, but there will be many more. So why the Queen of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles? So there's the Five of Swords, Page of Swords, and Nine of Pentacles. There may have been a time when you considered either splitting off from each other, breaking up with each other. You might have considered this in the past. And it looks like, because this Nine of Pentacles is here, but there is this progression to the 10 of Pentacles, which is the energy we see now. So it does feel like you at one point may have been thinking about moving away from each other, because it feels like there may have been harsh words that were spoken, some kind of an argument that took place that allowed you to, or it was necessary for the two of you perhaps to go to your separate corners and consider whether or not you wanted to progress or continue this relationship. But it feels like you're in alignment and there's a magnetism between you. So we'll get more about that. But why is this Eight of Wands here? That's being clarified by the 10 of Wands. So again, it's giving this feeling that whatever was burdening this relationship in the past, whatever kind of baggage had been brought into the relationship, whatever was slowing it down, whatever was causing conflict or arguments between the two of you, it feels like your person has put down two of those wands. And after putting down those two wands, whatever baggage they were carrying into the relationship, it did allow them to then align with you. So just by setting a couple of those wands down, a couple of those burdens down, a couple of those responsibilities down, they were able to come more into alignment with what you needed, which probably is what ended all of the conflict and the argument. So whatever your person set down, sacrificed, gave up, make that make sense for you, that was the thing that put you two into what looks like it's perfect alignment. So why the Eight of Wands and the 10 of Wands? So there's the Emperor, Seven of Wands, and Seven of Cups. I think that your person really started to see the difference between not only coming towards you in the right way in this relationship, but they also started to see the difference that their life could be depending on which way they went. So by choosing you, they're really stepping into their power, that Queen of Wands, this power couple type of dynamic, or this business partner who could build an empire with the Emperor. So make it make sense for your situation. But your person really started to understand the difference, that with you, they were a power couple, and without you, it just became, their life became really blocked and just trying to drag around all these wands. There's the Eight of Wands, the 10 of Wands, the 7 of Wands. They're trying to drag these wands around when really by setting a few of them down is what made the difference, not only in their own life, but being able to have you as well. So your Four of Wands is being clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like in spite of all of the baggage that your person brought in, the conflict your person brought in, the arguments your person brought in, whatever that was you were arguing about that looks like it came from their side, it looks like you have continued to support them regardless of what it looked like. You've always been there for them, because the Four of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles together is a combination of loyalty, stability. It's a really loving and loyal energy that you give to someone, and you're very diligent about it. So I do feel like your loyalty has consistently been with this person. So again, if this is someone that you have been married to, or maybe this is a family member, again, a business partner, whatever it is, whoever this is to you, you feel a deep sense of loyalty to them. And so you've allowed them to understand what their mistakes were. You gave them room to do that so they could drop whatever this baggage was, so that they could come towards you in a better way with maybe less conflict. So, but why the Four of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles? So there's the Eight of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, and the Nine of Swords. So this Nine of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles are falling on this same row here. And I do think that you started to detach from this person, and that in whatever ways that was, if you started emotionally detaching from this person, if you financially started detaching, make it make sense for you and your person. But I think you did go through a period where you really wanted to be by yourself with these two nines. And it doesn't really look like your person wanted that, but they had to deal with that. They had to deal with the fact that you were detaching from them. And I think that that may be when they started to understand the ways that they were deceiving themselves, the ways that they were fooling themselves or lying to themselves about how they could do it without you. Because this really looks like you're meant to do this together, whatever it is. And I think the minute you started to detach and you understood that this person was keeping you in a small energy, was kind of keeping you constricted and fearful, that was the moment that the universe really started to step in and change things. So your detachment allowed the Wheel of Fortune to start to shift the energy in this relationship. The Wheel of Fortune is generally a card of a shift in the energy so that the destiny of the connection can change. And so what I see here is, again, once you started detaching, you told the universe you deserve more. And that's when your person came in as more, because the universe was co-creating to make sure this person matched you where you needed to be, because otherwise you were out of there. And the universe wants you two together. So it made it so that your person can come in the way that you deserve, because you understood what you deserve. So this Nine of Pentacles is being clarified by the Six of Cups. So even though there was a period of detachment, I do think, again, that that's when the wheel started to turn. And I think that's when the two of you really started to understand that you were really meant to be, that this is someone you have been with for probably lifetimes. And you were really listening to the wisdom of yourself when you detached and understood more clearly that not only is this a soul connection for you, a soul contract for you, but you also understood that even if it's hard, that you knew you could do it, because there's so much that you're attached to each other. And I was getting that with the Queen of Wands, that I'm now getting with this Six of Cups, this feeling that you can't let each other go, this feeling that you need and want to be loyal, and that this person understands that their life would never be the same without you. And there's something there in your connection that's really keeping the two of you drawn together. So why the Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Cups? So there's the Seven of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords. So you know that you have a decision to make here in this relationship, because you know that you could walk away from it, but you almost feel like you can't. You're just compelled to stay in it. But you're still feeling very confident, because we see the Queen of Wands is still sitting here in the central energy, and we can't ignore that. So I do think that you still both feel a sense of confidence towards each other and this relationship, regardless of how hard it's going to be to come back together. But you're showing up as the Seven of Pentacles, which again is that sense of patience, loyalty, which I already saw you bringing to this relationship, that you have a real sense of loyalty, and I just saw 1111 as I said that, but you feel very strongly like this is your forever person, and that you're not going anywhere. You're not going to budge. And you are an earth sign. You're a Capricorn. So you do have a lot of patience. You do like these 10 of Pentacles energy, where you want everybody to just get along and build and continue on your paths and make sure that everybody's getting what they deserve and need. Your person is showing up as the Three of Pentacles, which is also that same type of energy, that earth energy, that yeah, I'm committed to this too. I want to do the work too. I see the purpose in this relationship. So thank you for allowing me the chance to work on it again, is what I'm getting from that. So the Seven of Cups is clarified by the King of Swords. This is your person seeing the truth in the situation. The Seven Cups can be about illusions, can be about how they're fooling themselves. I had already said that they were lying to themselves, that they could do this without you. But then their inner King of Swords came through and said, you know what? I know that's all BS. I know I'm lying to myself. The truth in this situation is that I am meant to be with this person. My purpose is with this person. So why the Seven of Cups and the King of Swords? So there's the Queen of Cups, the Chariot, and the Five of Wands. So this is again telling me, especially with the Chariot and the Five of Wands, it's telling me that this person understands that coming back towards you is going to become, it's going to be hard work, but they, like you, know that they can do hard things. You both know that you can do hard things. I think with this Queen of Cups showing up here, that it's a reminder that this connection that you have with the two of you, this soul connection that you've probably been doing for lifetimes, there's almost this telepathic feeling coming through, that the two of you almost know how to communicate telepathically. And if you don't know that you're doing it on a subtle level, where you are speaking to each other and guiding each other without even knowing that you're doing it. And I do think that you are guiding this person to keep coming towards you, even though it's going to be really hard for them. So the Nine of Swords is clarified by the Five of Pentacles. This was you detaching. We were just saying that you began to detach yourself, either financially or emotionally, depending on what your situation was. But you really began to detach yourself, and that was when the wheels started to turn in your favor. Because once you tell the universe what your worth is, that's when you start getting things of more worth, of more value. Once you know your value, the universe can match that. But if you think that you don't have any value, if you don't think that you have any self-worth, the universe is going to match that with someone who is not going to bring you those things. So, but once you put that word out to the universe that you were detaching and saying, nah, this is not for me, I deserve more, is exactly when the universe brought you more. So we have the Fool, the Four of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. So this Queen of Pentacles is giving me similar energy as this 10 of Pentacles, in the sense that you know this is the person who's going to bring you joy. This is the person who's going to bring you stability. And you can see it now with this Three of Pentacles. What they used to come towards you with a Page of Swords and more of a combative, more of this where they just wanted to fight all the time. You couldn't figure out why they were picking fights with you constantly when there was really nothing to fight about. So it was always confusing. They're now coming to you in a Three of Pentacles. They're rolling up their sleeves and they want to get this done. And I think you sense that. I think, again, with this intuitive connection here, you using your imagination in the situation, you understanding your self-value, you balancing out your emotions, and the universe helping to shift the energy for this person, it really is helping the two of you to come together in a more solid way. It was built on a foundation of swords. It's now built on a foundation of pentacles, which is always, you want your foundations to be built on pentacles always. So, but let's get some final advice, because I do still see this Two of Swords in your central energy, which is really about both of you needing to use your intuition, really tapping into your inner vision to understand what this connection is and what you want it to be. So that's being clarified by the Two of Pentacles, the same feeling. It doesn't feel super stable to either of you yet. And it's because the foundation has to be reworked. Again, you have history with this person. You hit 4 wands with this person, but in order to get to the 10 pentacles with this person, you need to restart. You need to start over the foundation. You need to start with pentacles. But there's 2 here. You're each bringing in a pentacle, so that's a good sign. But let's get some final closing advice for you to see what the universe has for you. So there's Justice. Wow. Strength. Oh my God. And Judgment. Holy smokes. So this, if we didn't know before, this is a hugely divinely guided connection with Judgment coming in. Judgment is also a card of decisions, though. So we have Two of Swords, decision. Two of Pentacles, decision. Judgment, decision. But these types of decisions are high-level decisions. They're spiritual decisions. And the universe is telling you, because there's justice on your side, that this is all going to start balancing out now. The Wheel of Fortune made just enough shift in the energy where you're going to feel that this is more balanced and in alignment with this 8 of Wands, which is what we started with. Strength is on your person's side because the universe understands it is going to require strength. It is going to require courage of your person. On your person's side, they're going to need that strength to overcome whatever it was that they were bringing to this relationship that was full of conflict, full of fights, full of baggage. Whatever they brought is going to require work from them in order to come to you in the right way. But what I'm seeing here is that the universe is 100% behind this. Justice, judgment, strength. That's a pretty powerful combination, especially with the Wheel of Fortune, that the universe really wants the two of you to bring this together and make high-level decisions when it comes to this relationship, because you're getting the balance and the peace that you need to reach your 10 pentacles. And your person looks like they're showing up wanting to do the work to reach those 10 pentacles. So that's what the universe has. So please let me know how this was resonant for you, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.